Hi guys, welcome to the video. Salt here. Today we're going to be looking at the Dread and its Incarnon form. This is actually the second video I'm making on the Dread. I'm remaking it just because I kind of misspoke in the first one. I didn't really explain things the way I should have, so there was a little bit of like misunderstanding in the comments. And so I figured I'd just remake it to clarify and to just make sure everyone knows what's going on with it. So in this weapon series, I take a weapon, I build it out, and I test that weapon on its own merits, meaning I don't mix it with any kind of external factors like Warframes doing damage, Warframe abilities, pets putting statuses on things, anything like that. I just build out the weapon by itself, and I test it, and I let the viewer come to their own conclusions where about things like, hey, Salt put fire rate on this weapon, and I'm using Wisp that gives me fire rate. Maybe I don't need to have fire rate on the weapon. Or Salt put, Viral on this weapon, and I'm using Nourish, so I don't need to have Viral. I can have another element. Things like that. I just let the viewer make their own intelligent conclusion. So, okay, let's get into the Dread here. So, special things about the Dread. It's going to be, it's silent. It has a 2.5 innate punch through. Its Incarnon form has an infinite body punch through. Its Incarnon form also has heat. The Dread, along with, there's two other weapons. I think it's the Shocker and I believe it's the Lens, has the highest crit chance in the game. Base crit chance, that's with mods, of course. I think base is 50. Yep, 50. So, okay, let's get into the build. It's going to be Galvanized Chamber for multi-shot. Galvanized Scope for crit chance. Serration for flat damage, Hunter Munitions for slash procs, Critical Delay for crit chance, Vital Sense for crit damage, Bladed Rounds for more crit damage, Vial Acceleration for fire rate, Terminal Velocity for projectile speed, and for the Arcane slot we're going to be using Primary Deadhead for a big 360% flat damage increase and a 30% headshot multiplier. Now optionals are going to be in the Vial Acceleration slot. You could use Prime Shred instead. So the Incarnon form has infinite body punch through, but that is not like infinite regular punch through. So regular punch through actually goes through like doors and soft items like decorations, things like that. It's a little bit niche. I personally like it. I like being able to like shoot through some of the stupid objects that the game has laying around. But it is going to decrease your fire rate, and fire rate equals like the draw speed on the Dread. So Prime Shred is only 55, Vial Acceleration is 90. So Vial Acceleration is going to be a lot quicker. Shred gives you a little bit of that like quality of life where you can shoot through things. Kind of up to you. Prime Shred is a login reward, so it's kind of hard to get. So we're going to be going with Vial Acceleration. This negative 15 damage is flat damage. Don't worry about that. If if you look at the negative 15 and then you look at the Arcane here, this is plus 360. So negative 15 is nothing. So one of the things I was talking about in the first video that I misspoke on, and the reason I'm like remaking this is I was saying, red crits are the highest crit you're going to get to, and like there's no point in going higher than that, and it's true, but I didn't really explain it in the way I should have. There are crit tiers past red. It's just that they're not achievable on this weapon without external factors. And I actually did a little bit of math this morning for about like 15 minutes before I put this video together. So with this build here, for you to get to the next tier past red crits, you're going to need a Riven with at least 160% CC. So exactly 160% crit chance. And then with this build, you can get to the next tier. Granted, it's going to be like a 1% chance at that point, but you'll get to the next tier with it. So, the other thing is, there is a option for the evolution here called Survivor's Edge, which gives you crit chance, and it scales all of your mods on that crit chance. So, I was like, well, let me do the math on this. I mean, I already knew the answer, but I was like, I want to actually have like numerical values down so I could just say them and give everyone the info. So Survivor's Edge still does not get you past the next crit tier after that. It's the same as the way the build is with zeroed in. So with Survivor's Edge, you would still need a Riven with, it's about 20% crit chance, which is not, I mean, obviously you're going to get a Riven with more than 20% crit chance if it rolls crit chance. But the fact is you need a Riven with more crit chance, even if you're using Survivor's Edge, which makes Survivor's Edge just completely dead. Like, you would never use this ever. So use zeroed in for more crit damage. This weapon is already the highest crit chance weapon in the game. You're at a respectable crit chance value by being literally the highest crit chance weapon in the game. So just stack crit damage. To get to the next tier, if you want to get a Riven, I mean, I consider that an external thing. I wouldn't make a video showing me playing with a Riven because no one's going to have the same Riven. But if you want to get a Riven, you could. And if your Riven had 160% or more crit chance, you could get to the next crit tier. Or if you're playing Harrow or using an Adarza, you might be able to get to the next crit tier. But other than those things, you're going to not be at that next crit tier. Alrighty, let's get into the evolutions here. First evolution is nothing. Second evolution, we're going to be going for Hitman's Opportunity. This is plus 70 damage, and then sometimes you get this other effect, which is increases damage by plus 100% if enemy has less than half health. This is like a 1 or a 2 shot weapon, so like you're not going to get this all the time, but sometimes when you hit something that has less than half health, it'll just insta-die pretty much. Stalker's Resentment is an option. It's an option I don't like, but maybe you like that option. So it starts with less damage. So this one starts with plus 70. This one starts with plus 50. But it could technically get more. You can get up to plus 100 with this, as long as you don't miss a shot. As soon as you miss a shot, it goes back down to 50, and it goes up like by 10 every time you hit something. So could be better than Hitman's Opportunity, but it could also be worse when you miss a shot. And also you have this like weird thing where not only does it go up in damage by 10 every time you hit something, but it goes up in fire rate. And then again, the same thing, like when you miss a shot, you're going to lose that fire rate. So your bow is going to feel all kind of wonky. Sometimes it's going to be quick, sometimes it's going to be slow to draw back. Kind of weird. I don't like it. I like Hitman's Opportunity better. In the third slot here, we're going to be going for Negative Zoom. We already have Lethal Momentum, I think it's called, on the primary, so we don't need more projectile speed. We're going with Negative Zoom. Fourth slot here, we're going with Crit Damage Multiplier because we already have all the crit chance in the world. We're not using statuses on this weapon. Even with Survivor's Edge, we don't hit the next crit tier. We still require a Riven with, it's not exactly 20%. I was trying to do the math. I'm not like the best at math here. It's like, I don't know, like 16-ish%. I think you need crit chance on your Riven with Survivor's Edge. But the fact is you still need a Riven. So if you're doing this build, you need a Riven to get to the next crit tier. Or if you're doing this build that gives you crit chance, you still need a Riven to get to the next crit tier. So just go with this one that gives you more crit damage. So the build does not change from yesterday. It's the exact same build. I just wanted to kind of address that just because I kind of was sloppy in the way I speak. Sometimes I explain too much and I start like repeating things or stumbling on myself or like saying like half half of a fact and not like completely finishing it. It's just kind of weird. So I figured I would just make a little bit more of a clear video here. The other thing was quick shots versus charge shots, someone was asking, and I did the math on that. So 10 quick shots takes 8 seconds to shoot. 10 charge shots take 9 seconds to shoot. That's like a 0.2-ish second difference. Charge shots do way more damage, so you still want to charge your Incarnon by doing charge shots. Now, you can play however you want. If you want to do quick shots, do quick shots. Not a big deal. But charge shots are just going to do more damage, and it's like a 0.1 to 0.2% difference. Now, that's with Vile Acceleration, right? If you're using Prime Shred, then maybe you do quick shots. But with Vile Acceleration, it's instant to draw that thing back and shoot it. Like I said, there's almost no difference between the quick shot and the charge shot and the speed. Very, very small. There is a difference, but it's very, very small. Okay. So that is the build. What we're going to do is we're going to do a 10-minute Lua conjunction. And then we'll end the video there. So let's get into it here. figure this be a quick and easy video for me since I already did it yesterday. And it has all the information that everyone needs with no extras. So I have my little papers here. I have all my papers with my maths I was doing this morning in front of me. You just stole my weapon. For you to get into full reds, you're going to need to get 5 stacks of galvanized scope. At 4 stacks, it may look like it's full red, but it's not. You have a very low chance to still get an orange. It's something like a 10-ish% or even lower chance to get an orange. But at 5 stacks, you are then at full red. These guys are facing me. The other thing I had to do this morning was check the... I don't have a Dread Riven myself, and so I wanted to check... I went on Warframe Market, and I was checking the Dread Rivens to see what the achievable crit chance was on them. It's a 4 dispo weapon, and so like there's plenty of Dread Rivens on the market that are 200 and over crit chance. So if you wanted to, I mean, you could get a Riven with crit chance. I would still recommend crit damage over crit chance, but if it happens to have crit chance on it, go ahead and pick it up. It just has to have 160 or over. Got my weapons stolen there. Angst. He's only going to take a few hits to take down if I can actually hit him.
They know you're here. Prepare for sentient fighters.
I was going to do the Nagantaka today. I might do the Nagantaka tomorrow. It's a pretty interesting weapon. I like it. It was my favorite Ash weapon for a long time, and then the Rauda came out, and that kind of took over my Ash weapon. Just because you can like insta get to max combo with the Rauda in like a second and a half. And so like with a Blade Storm build, you don't really even need a weapon with a Blade Storm build, but like just having the Rauda lets you oh, the other guy's dead already. Are they both dead, or are they in like that weird I think they're both dead. How did I kill the other one? Maybe punch through might have got him. Let me hit one of these life supports here. Yeah, the Nagataka used to be like my favorite Ash weapon, just because Ash has a passive where he gets, if I remember correctly, I think it is, he gets a passive where he gets more damage on like bleed procs and slashes. So the Nagataka is crazy. It's a huge slash weapon. You could build it for force slash or natural slash. I forgot how I have it built out. I think I have mine built out for force slash, but you could also build it out for natural slash, and it's really good. I have to do some testing and see which one is better, force slash or natural slash. I mean, it's like a prime candidate for natural slash, so it could be natural slash, but Hunter Munitions is always good, and that's a forced slash mod. So I'll have to test both of them out and see what looks better, natural slash or forced. Probably going to be forced because it's kind of boring. Force slash is a little bit boring, but it's probably going to be it. Like this build, for instance, is a force slash build. Even though the Dread itself has a high slash rating, it's a force slash build. We have Hunter Munitions on it. We have high crit rating. We actually don't have like status chance on this weapon. We're not increasing our slash number. We could, and we would have a natural slash Dread build, but it just wouldn't be as good. But the Nagantaka, we'll see. We'll see tomorrow if it's better as natural or force slash. I may do another Helldivers video today. I know this is like a Warframe video now, but I'm thinking of putting out some more Helldivers content. Just because I play at the max difficulty in Helldivers on Helldive. And, I mean, I think I'm decent. I'm not like amazing, but I think I'm pretty decent at it. I make some good videos, and I don't just use boring meta stuff. I use all the weird stuff in Helldive difficulty. I think I have to tweak my thumbnail for Helldivers though a little bit. I didn't really like how I had my thumbnail up last time. I've been moving the, I don't know if you guys noticed with the thumbnails, but I've been moving the tag, like the Warframe tag or like other games tags, up into the top right corner of the thumbnail, just because it's it gets hidden by like the timer. I stole my weapon. We're gonna run out of air here, but it's okay. We're gonna end at 10 minutes anyway, so in 15 minutes we'll end, or 15 seconds we'll end. My biggest pet peeve with these guys is that they don't keep the. As soon as they get close to you, they lose that red icon. You can't tell where they are. I know you can tag them, but I'm lazy. I don't want to tag them. All right, let's head to extraction here.
This is yours, Violet. These manifestations must not be allowed a foothold on Villa. Life support is at risk. Destroy them.
All right, we'll go over the build one more time.
As you conquer the foe, so you conquer yourself.
Operator, messages have arrived in your inbox.
All right, so the Dread and its incarnate form. It's a primary bow.
Ready for action.
Interesting things about the Dread is it's going to have the highest crit chance in the game, tied with a couple of other weapons. It's silent, has 2.5 innate punch through. It has infinite body punch through on the incarnate form, and the incarnate form has heat. Mods for the Dread are going to be Galvanized Chamber for multi-shot, Galvanized Scope for crit chance, Serration for flat damage, 100 munitions for slash procs, critical delay for crit chance, vital sense for crit damage, bladed rounds for more crit damage, vial acceleration for fire rate, terminal velocity for projectile speed, and primary deadhead for flat damage and headshot multiplier. So if we look at the unmodded config here, crit chance is 50%, which means critical delay is going to give you 100. So it says 200% crit chance, but it actually gives you 100% crit chance. Galvanized Scope gives you 320% crit chance, but it actually gives you 170% crit chance. And then you add that with the base of 50 crit chance, you end up with 320, which means that you need a Riven with 160% crit chance or higher to get to the next crit tier. So that's the only achievable way to get to that next one. And the other thing is, if you use this evolution right here, Survivor's Edge, let's switch to it. Let's go back over here into the Dread, and we look at a blank config. Now we're at 60 instead of 50. Everything scales with that, which means that critical delay now gives you 120% crit chance. I know it says 200, but it's 120. Galvanized Scope, I know it says 320, but it gives you 204% crit chance. And then you add that with the 60% crit chance, and it's still under 400%, which means that even with that, you would still need a Riven with like 20-ish. It's a little bit less than 20-ish crit chance, which, I mean, yeah, a Riven's going to have. If you roll crit chance, it's going to be over 20% crit chance. But you would still need a Riven with crit chance for this to achieve the next crit tier. So this evolution here is not an option. Survivor said it's just bad. Go with zeroed in, just like we went with yesterday. Going over the evolutions. First evolution is nothing. Second evolution, you're going to be going for Hitman's Opportunity for plus 70 damage and increases damage by 100% on enemies that have less than half health. It's not going to happen all the time, but once in a while you'll do some more damage because of that conditional. Third evolution here, we're going to be going with negative zoom because we already have projectile speed on the Exilus slot. And in the fourth evolution, we're going for crit damage because you just want more crit damage. This is the highest crit chance weapon in the game, so go with crit damage to give yourself some more damage. That's it. That is the Dread build. Hope you guys liked it. If you like it, give it a like. And thanks for watching, guys.